What's up, Lost Boys? Here we are for our last fantasy football video of the season. And what a season it was, guys. Just want to say congratulations to everyone that competed this season. It was an awesome, awesome season. Some ups, some downs, some laughs, some not laughs. Culminating in an insane playoffs for an insane Super Bowl for our new champion, Justin. Justin gets his first ring ever, guys. Think about how long we've been doing this, almost 20 years, and he gets his first ring ever. So, Justin, congratulations, man. You earned it. You took on Ryan this week, and it looked like you were a heavy favorite going into this week, and you were. I mean, the projection said so, your team said so. And at one point, Ryan made it a game. There was a really, I think it was like you guys were at 50-50 almost exactly at one point when Ryan had Chase Brown get a couple touchdowns late. Really helped himself. I'm telling you, Ryan's running backs really tried to carry him, but Saquon didn't have that huge game this week that he had last week. And Ryan's quarterbacks, he earlier in the year he had Mahomes, he had Baker, they were dealing. He still had Baker now, but I think he went with Cam Ward or something at the end of this year, or no, Philip Rivers. I think he chose Philip Rivers, just like we all thought. Philip Rivers was starting for someone in our fantasy football Super Bowl. It didn't work out for Ryan. Justin, his studs showed up for him this week, specifically Bijan. It went into it was a really close game going into Monday Night Football. Ryan had Drake London, Justin had Puka and Bijan, and it was still kind of close. Puka wasn't showing up, and then boom, Bijan got a 90-something yard touchdown, and it was over with after that. Um, so congrats to Justin. His team was awesome all year. He drafted insanely well, and his team was healthy, and he earned every bit of it. So congrats, Justin. Ryan, congrats on second place, man. Another top four finish for you. Top two finish this year. It seems like you're in the playoffs every year. You're battling. So congratulations on second place, brother. I'm sure you're going to be in the same spot next year, competing for the title. Our other playoff game, the matchup for third place was Josh and Denny. Unfortunately, this one wasn't really that close of a game. Josh, I think, won by maybe like 50 points. Last week, Josh really, his team had his worst week of the year, of course. First place, worst week of the year, first round of the playoffs, had multiple injuries. Falls to Ryan. This week, his team kind of gets back to itself a little bit, takes down Denny. Denny had one of his worst weeks of the year as well. So Josh gets the third place. Denny falls to fourth place, but Denny had an awesome, awesome year. He was, JSN, Trey McBride, um, Gibbs. It was led by his studs, and Josh obviously had an awesome year. First place, most points in the league, best record in the league, but falls a little bit short with his third place. So congrats to all four people in the top four. Specifically Justin, man, congrats on your thing. So guys, it was an awesome fantasy year, and just to finish it off, what I'm going to do, it's never too early to start looking into 2026. Guys, I'm going to give you guys a quick preview of my projected top 10 for next year real quick. All right, first we're going with, speak of the devil, Bijan. I think with running back scarcity, we saw it this year. It was so valuable to have stud running backs over stud wide receivers, in my opinion. Bijan, and I'll go through a couple other guys before I spoil it, but Bijan was clearly one of the top guys going into this past year, and he proved it. He is maybe the best running back in football on a team that likes to feed him the ball in the pass game and the run game. So I'm going to say Bijan. He's young, he's healthy, he's exactly what you want for a stud number one pick in fantasy. Second, if this guy could be guaranteed to play every game next year, he would be the number one pick in fantasy every year he plays, and that is Christian McCaffrey. He played every game this year. The guy had over 2,000 total yards. He had about almost 100 catches from a running back in half-point PPR. That's a cheat code. 17 touchdowns. I mean, Christian McCaffrey was so good this year. Tim had him. almost led them to the playoffs this year. And like I said, if his health wasn't even a minor concern, if you could guarantee 17 games, he would be the first pick. So I'm going CMC number 2. Number 3, I think it's going to be Jamar Chase by the time the season rolls around. I think the hype for the Bengals is going to get going like it does every single year. Jamar Chase is a stud wide receiver. You guys saw the Bengals offense pick up when Burrow came back. Chase is very, very safe. I mean, Pat, I'm probably shaking his head right now. So I think Chase will be around the 3rd pick this year. This year will be the first wide receiver taken. 4th pick, we're jumping back to running backs. Gibbs. Gibbs is electric. He had a few down games the second half of the season. I'm sure Denny can tell you about that. But when they feed him the ball and their offense is humming, the dude can go for 80, 90 yards anytime. I mean, his big games are 35, 40 points. It's not a 20 to 25 point game. So Gibbs, he's so safe. He's awesome. He rivals Bijan as the best running back in the league. They have a phenomenal offensive line. They should get healthier next year, and they play indoors. So Gibbs goes number 4. Number 5, speaking of the Lions, I'm going with Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra, he's about the safest pick in fantasy that you can get, especially for the wide receivers. Once again, he proved it this year. The Lions even had a down year, and Amon-Ra still stepped up. I think he was like the number 4 or number 3 wide receiver at the end of the season. So I'm going with Amon-Ra at number 5. He's not the sexy pick, but man, is he a good player. Number 6, JSN. JSN for the first 10 weeks of this year was so good. Number 1 fantasy wide receiver. He looked like he had a chance to break the yardage record of Megatron. Unfortunately, the last 5 weeks of the season, that Seattle offense kind of fell apart. But he's the main guy. I mean, he is basically their only target on that team, the only stud on that team, and they like to feed him the ball 10-plus targets a game easily. JSN at number 6. Number 7, this guy wasn't talked about all year as being a stud, but yet he reliably gave 15 to 25 points every single week. A-Chain. Devon A-Chain for Roman was awesome all year. The guy is maybe the fastest guy in the league. The Dolphins love to run the ball. If Tyreek Hill comes back, that means teams have to play that deep safety to respect his speed. But in general, A-Chain's been good every single year he's played, and this year he played all the games too. So maybe that injury bug is out the window, and A-Chain has almost the highest ceiling of anyone any given game. And this year, because of his pass catching, he has such a high floor as well. So A-Chain, this is one to keep an eye on. He might creep up earlier the closer the season gets. But I'm going to go A-Chain at number 7. Number 8, this is where I had a little bit of trouble, but I'm going with CeeDee Lamb here. It's going to be tricky. George Pickens is here, but I think after this pick, wide receiver falls off a little bit. So I think maybe someone's going to try to get their stud wide receiver, and they're going to go with CeeDee Lamb. He was pretty good this year. When he played, he was good. He missed those, I think, 4 games in the middle of the season, and George Pickens ate into a lot of his workload. But they spread the ball around, and Lamb had some good games. I think if Lamb stays healthy, he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver. I think he goes to number 8. Number 9, not the fancy name some people might think, but I'm going James Cook here. James Cook proved it this year. He's just so good, and he plays with Josh Allen, so people have to respect Josh Allen's legs. They have to respect Josh Allen's arm, and you don't really think about James Cook all the time, but Buffalo has a great offensive line, and James Cook scores a lot of fantasy points, guys. So I think he's really safe, and he also can win you weeks. James Cook at 9. We're talking about running backs. Speaking of running backs for number 10, I'm going with Jonathan Taylor. For the first 8 weeks of the season, this guy was the cheat code. 30-point, 40-point games back to back to back. This is how Jace got off to his 3-0 start and was dominating the league in points for the first half. The moment Daniel Jones got hurt, this offense completely fell apart. So if Daniel Jones can come back healthy, or they can sign someone else in the offseason that makes defenses respect the pass, Jonathan Taylor can get back to being who he was. He still wasn't bad the last 6 weeks, but he wasn't giving you those monster games. So I think Jonathan Taylor's at 10. Now, a couple things about this top 10, guys, you might realize. Maybe you're thinking about it right now. First thing, I want to make it clear. No Puka. You might think, what the heck? No Puka. What are you doing? My prediction is the Rams get healthy. Devontae Adams comes back this year for the playoffs. Rams go on. They win the Super Bowl, and Matthew Stafford retires, goes off into the sunset. Without Matthew Stafford, Puka takes a step back. He's still a stud, but without Stafford, he maybe falls slightly out of the top 10. Maybe he takes CeeDee Lamb's space in that eighth spot. But no, I decided because I think Stafford's going to retire, I didn't put Puka in there. Next thing is Hinge top 10, Trey McBride, guys. Trey McBride. He was a stud this year. I think he ended up the year as the number 3 or number 4 wide receiver. He had 1 billion catches. I think he may have led the league in catches this year. The moment they benched or injured Kyler Murray and put Jacoby Brissett in there, Trey McBride was so good all year. Do you take him at the end of the first round? Similar to what happened with Brock Bowers this year, he was kind of a bust. So it's tricky to take that tight end there, but Trey McBride is someone to look out for at the end of that first round. And last but not least, no quarterbacks, guys. You notice it? You know, this year we had, I think, Lamar and Josh Allen both went in the first round. I think this year it proves it again. I keep saying this every single year is Justin wins the Super Bowl with Dak and Brock Purdy. He's facing up against Ryan, who had Mahomes and Baker, who he didn't even take until the end of the second or third round. So, quarterbacks, they score a lot of points. Don't get me wrong, but the difference. I mean, Josh, I think at the end of the year, maybe Drake May was the number 1 quarterback in the league, and he went in like the 8th or 9th round. So like, quarterback is super important, but you can find value deep. We'll see if finally we go a first round without a quarterback and maybe even a second round. We'll see, guys. But this was just my early prediction into 2026. I can't wait. I love fantasy. I love getting together for our draft. Chicago this year, Pat. It's going to be so much fun up there. Get an Airbnb with everyone. Plus, we get Cal's stand-up. So it's been a phenomenal year, guys. One of the best. Once again, congrats to Justin on his first ever championship. It's got to feel great, buddy, getting your name on that trophy. So, guys, I love you guys. Go Bears. No more Chiefs, but go Bears. Pat, we're rooting for you guys in the playoffs, guys. And I love you guys. You guys have an awesome New Year's as well.